Alright, so we just solved Thanks Ray. We're going to move on to Dear John. And for this one, only 8 solves, which, wow. When you see how easy this was, it's going to be a head slapper. So let's walk through, again, following the same thing that I do always. This was for Thanks Ray. We see evidence, source, people, goal. So let's break it down. Evidence. What are we given? What is a goal? What's the format we can even do? So we see this. And, okay, people involved. And phrases. Hints. Find the flag, obviously, but we need to find specifically. So let's read through the description. Joining a club is a fantastic way to meet people. Make friends, further your educational and professional career, stop baddies, and have fun during your undergrad years. Great. So we see that right away. Undergrad is mentioned. This gives us a timeline to narrow it down to. I definitely recommend it, and have made some great friends through the clubs I've seen or been in. You can always tell who was friends and who wasn't. They'll be in a lot of the same clubs. And this is true. If you're involved in any clubs on any campus, I know JIT is this way, the people that you're in one club with, if you're in another club and they're also there, you're probably going to be friends. Just how it goes. You're not going to spend your time in multiple clubs with people you don't like, right? So that's how that goes. All right. And then it says you can always tell here, yes, we did that. And while some clubs like Nick attract people who are looking at professional development, that is the club I founded, by the way, the Information Cybersecurity Club here, others bring together people from multiple degree programs. Cool. So now we know that they're going to have varying degrees, whoever we're looking for. Then we're told the father of AI, so father of AI, had a probable friend who became a pretty well-known biologist. And I say probable because I wasn't there. I wasn't his friend. I wasn't hanging out in their friend group. You'll see I'm not in that photo. But we know that friend equals biologist. Cool. Think you can tell me the clubs they were in and his friend's last name, alphabetical order, please. So I need at least 2 clubs and last name of friend who is a well-known biologist, or was. Alright, again, assuming that you don't know anything about anyone, let's also look at the hint. How could you find out what club someone was in so long ago? Okay, let's dive through. So we have phrases. We have undergrad, we have biologist, father of AI, and degree programs and clubs. The phrases here, not too in-depth, so what can we go off of? If you don't know who the father of AI is, let's go ahead and we can just say father of AI. And what do we get? Oh, it's John McCarthy. It's called Dear John. I think this is pretty obvious that this is going to be about John McCarthy. So now we can add this into our people of likely people. We're going to say John McCarthy. And you know what? AI is around. Let's use deep AI. Who was the father of AI? John McCarthy, Martin Minsky, Alan Newell, Herbert Simon. All right, so it says Dear John, and we see John McCarthy. We have some parody. Cool. And let's say, how would I find out what clubs someone was in 50 plus years ago? And it'll give us some ideas. We could ask them directly. We can research local archives, search online databases, alumni, social media, anything like this. Newspaper archives would be great. Clubs, organizations. But if you've ever been a member of any school, and I'm actually kind of surprised it doesn't say this. I wonder if maybe I'm just not seeing it. No, it doesn't say yearbook. But if you've ever been on any campus, you have a yearbook that does that. A yearbook is often a very public record. A lot of places, print them and put them on PDFs over time. So now we know we could be looking for a yearbook or a database or an archive. I will tell you off the bat, it is a yearbook. I know a lot of people did struggle with this, but we're going to say this. And we'll ask the same thing. We're going to say, what documents a club roster in university? We can look here, okay, maybe. We can look through different things and try to figure out different ways to Google it, but to be honest, this is one of those things where it's got to be in something you know. You have to know it's a yearbook. And you could eventually come to this conclusion, but that hint is pretty straightforward. Anyway, moving on. And by the way, ASOPs, so people were able to get to this point. Let's go in and we're going to have to say, okay, we know John McCarthy. Where did he go into undergrad? We're going to Google that. John McCarthy. Where did he go for undergrad? Well, that's not John McCarthy. Here. What do we got? Well, he received a bachelor's degree in math from CIT. Great. And we're going to come back, a doctorate from Princeton. So that is not undergrad. A lot of people were stuck looking in Princeton. I know a lot of people from Princeton were competing. That is not where he went as an undergrad student. He went to CIT, and this is where he needed to go. So we do see that, and yes, being at Princeton, very prestigious, very happy for them. But we needed this. So, California Institute of Technology. That also did say the year he graduated, by the way. I'll go back just because I closed it out. But we can say here, 1948. Perfect. Because we do need that. So, John McCarthy undergrad, we're going to say here, 1948. By the way, yearbook is showing up right away. And again, we could also say clubs, Caltech history, right? We can learn more. We can dive through it this way as well. All this is available for what you want to go through. You can research all this on your own time. But this is where you need to end up. You need to get to this, the yearbook. So we're going to load this up, and yes, it's going to take a while. They're probably definitely throttling my connection. I have connected to it quite a lot. But I'm going to say this. It looks like it's searchable. Let's say John, MC, and I'll see 5 different results. And it looks like John McCarthy's in one of them. Alright, so he's in the math club. Cool. Who's he in math club with? Let's copy and paste this. And be careful here because it may cut off, as you see. When you copy and paste, it doesn't always work, especially with older PDFs like a yearbook. And then what we're going to do is find any other clubs he was in and cross-compare. We got Musicale. And there may be other clubs, but we'll copy and paste here, and we'll keep searching just in case. I'm not that much of a jerk to make you guys look for something that is not searchable like this. And again, you can see it definitely cut off on his name, but no idea why. Same thing as one of the other things, just a weird translation issue. Alright, and we'll look through. There are 2 other instances of John MC, no, and no. No photo of him because he actually did get kicked out, I think, for not wanting to do phys ed. Same, feel that. Alright, let's look up. Now, we're going to find anyone who is in both, and if they're not, we're going to delete. Since this has what appears to be less people, we'll start here, and then we can, by process of elimination, just rule out everyone else. I see Amasa Forrester in both of these. Great. And then I see Leonard Zablo. Is Leonard Zablo here? Leonard Zablo is. Great. Is Fred Smith? No. Fred Smith is not, and neither is Fred Mashtans. Hopefully I said that right. Alright, I'm not seeing Bob Brown. I'm not seeing Richard Pierce. I'm not seeing Bob Dixon. So I'm going to delete them. I do see a Zwick, but it is Gene Zwick, not Stan Zwick. So, goodbye. And then you have Don Bryant, Bill Drew, and Jim Hummel. and not seeing them either. So now we are left with just Amasa, Leonard, and John in each of these. Cool. So now, with this, we actually have enough to go off of. And you could have just guessed, and you could have said, okay, Forrester, and you could have tried that. And you could have just said Zablo and never found out anything, but let's say that you didn't and you wanted to do it right because you're obsessed with like having that perfect score without ever submitting a bad thing. So let's say Leonard Zablo. He was an American biologist. There you go. Easy, peasy, beautiful. Dear John is done.